So, but next I'm honoured to introduce Cheryl Barrott. Cheryl's a wonderful pioneer of work around older people and a great champion of cooperative and community action. So Cheryl, would you like to click your, that's it.
I'm clicked.
Go for it.
Okay, I've got some slides. I'm not sure if they're going to turn up or not. There. Okay, yeah. So as Simon said, I've spent a lot of my time working around age and ageing. And it started when I was an associate director of Better Government for older people. And we were brought together to look at what was called the demographic time bomb. And the idea is that there are fewer people being born, more people being born with what would have been life-limiting conditions, and more people living longer. And that was seen as a demographic time bomb, mostly by the financial people who didn't particularly want to pay pensions or have to give care to disabled people. And what became apparent as we were doing this work was that within the class system, as well as issues around working class, which people sometimes assume has gone away, it's slightly changed, but it's still there. There is the perfect storm in social care of class, gender, women. It's mostly women that are low paid carers because we're expected to do it for nothing. So why should people pay? Older people, disabled people, and Black, Asian, and minority ethnic. Okay, so slide 2, please. As part of this idea of a time bomb, I've got a quote from a lad, Andrew Hankinson. He's angry and unemployed. Baby boomers took all the good jobs, the free education and the cheap housing, left their kids with nothing but the credit crunch and the bill for their pensions. Now, this is not an accident that people think this way. So in order to solve the crisis of care, of health, of economic health, we really need to start looking co-generationally, both nationally and local. Okay, I'm on slide 3. If we go back to the origins of the welfare state, we had the 5 giants on the road to Reconstruction after World War II. And this is really the start of the baby boomers. And up to now, we've been mostly working with a cohort that is commonly described as the silent generation. And I think we all are aware that the baby boomers are not going to be silent. But as babies, they were booming, and the government was looking at poverty, disease, ignorance, squalor, and idleness. Okay, I'm on 4. And to defeat these giants, the proposal was to set up a welfare state, social security, national health service, free education, council housing, and full employment. So many of you boomers around here who were in Sheffield at the time of Margaret Thatcher in 1979, you'll observe that it took all of one generation to dismantle this. And Sheffield, if we're looking at local services, then we need to look at what happened to Sheffield in terms of deindustrialization, of becoming a city with 2 universities and pretty much with a degree engine, but lost generations of people who were not going to become graduates and would finish up in call centres or as very poor care workers. So there's a background to the thinking. I'm on number 5, thank you. What I'm proposing for Sheffield and other localities is the 3 C's of FareCare. Now, this concept is about cooperation, and it's not cooperation as most people know it, that there is a legal form, that is a business, and that is a cooperative. I'm looking at the cooperation that naturally occurs. It's human, it's relational, and in terms of care, it's already there. You couldn't have a service as destroyed, as fractured, as awful as our current care service and not have cooperation between the people who are ensuring that this happens. Okay, I'm on number 6. When I was working with BGOP, one of the things that we were looking at was Sherry Armstein's ladder of participation. We're still not there. This was 1969. We did quite a lot of work around this. And I'm sure Sinal will remember when we were advising governments, we were looking at co-production. I'm on slide 7. Slide 7 will show you co-production from Eleanor Ostrom. It was born out of Sherry Armstein's ladder of participation. It's been around since 1971. There are various people looking at it. For me, the missing link for co-production is cooperation. The clue is in the name, it's the co's. So I'm on slide 8. For me, the 3 C's of FareCare, the second C is campaign. I've spent an awful lot of time campaigning for a cooperative model, a fair model that involves older people, disabled people, friends, family, lovers, unpaid carers, paid carers, and it needs an agreement. The main cooperation that we need is not the cooperation between the people receiving and delivering care. They're already doing that. It's the cooperation that we need from, and call them what you like, statutory services, social workers, civil servants, politicians, etc., etc. The people who can make the decisions and make things happen or not. What we need is cooperation from those people in order to rethink what is care, how should care be delivered, and what changes do they need to do. And my final C on number 9 is care cooperatives, that we actually do this, that we reform ourselves, that we stop exploitation, which is what care currently is, and we start to look at cooperation. Thank you.